Hi everyone, it's Liam here from Rating the Races. So this video will go out to Premium and Pro members as soon as I've recorded it or uploaded it, which should be, I reckon, about 1:30. And it might go out to free members tomorrow. Totally depends on whether I feel like it or not. So let's actually get stuck in with the racing at Cheltenham tomorrow. A good card, and I'm going to go through every race and highlight who I think is the one that I want to be on for each race. And we'll start off with the first race, obviously, the National Hunt Novices Hurdle, where Dysart Enos has come out top rated on our ratings. And I understand why. Obviously, 4 from 4, still progressing. Good figures for the likes of Fergal and Paddy and Molinas progeny. I do want to take Dysart Enos on, though, for a couple of reasons. She's a mare. That's the main reason, I think. She's a mare. And also, her R figures aren't amazing. You know, she's not... like, Lossymouth last year was running huge R figures. Dysart Enos is not running as big at R figures, these figures here, despite winning. And I just feel that they could have been finding easy races to win. You know, that's always a good thing for a trainer. And I mean, you know, even the return went off 1-7 for the return, fully expected to win. Beat Parking Fine and Mary. I mean, that told us nothing. And even winning at Aintree, it was a mare's bumper, beating Golden Ace, Williamstown Dancer, Politicas, Jolly Curalen. To be honest, Jolly Curalen's been beaten in a novice hurdle, hasn't she? Now she's up against geldings. I just think she may find that there's a couple of geldings that are too good for her. And the one I'm going to take her on with is Beat the Bat, who has these R figures. So he's got the R figures, and he's also a 5-year-old. I always think 4-year-olds just struggle a little bit as well against 5-year-olds that have form. When they're beating 5-year-olds that are rubbish, you know, you can understand it. I don't give that too much thought. But when they're taking on 5-year-olds that I think have got that, both the experience and the bit of, you know, they're just a little bit bigger, I think they are then pretty difficult to beat. And I do like the form, to be fair, of... I just want to check one thing. Yeah, I do like the form of Beat the Bat. His second on his 2 runs ago, behind Massacio, was a good effort. And I think that race is working out well already. Both the first and third finished second on the next time. So Ho Jolie Smoke got beat in a handicap, but I think he got beat in a handicap by an incredibly well handicapped Ed Keeper. And Massacio got beat by Jinko Blue. And now, if you'd been watching my preview video about that race, or I might have made a tweet about it, Jinko Blue, Emo Andy and Massacio had all ran good R figures. So it was a good race for them anyway. And to see the 3 of them pull well clear kind of suggested to me that was good form. And with that in mind, Beat the Bat beat Massacio. So I think Beat the Bat has actually got some nice form here. And I think, yeah, Beat the Bat was beaten by Massacio, sorry. I think that's good form. And then Beat the Bat came out in a maiden hurdle a few weeks later in November, end of November, and beat Welcome to Cartrees well clear of third. So again, they pulled clear. And Welcome to Cartrees was one of the Johnny De La Haye horses that weekend, and I think they had 4 winners on the day. You know, they went and won loads of races. Harry Cobden, Paul Nicholls, Johnny De La Haye, Pick Dory won, for example, and I will get the next one, Blue King Daru. Yeah, and I think they'll say they were disappointed they got beat by Welcome to Cartrees. How did we get beat by Welcome to Cartrees? How did we get beat by Beat the Bat? Probably because Beat the Bat is a very good horse. And with that in mind, I think he's the one I want to take here against Dysart Enos and against Meatloaf and Kintail. So Kintail's a 4-year-old, doesn't have the R figures yet to back it up. Meatloaf is a 4-year-old and doesn't have the R figures also to back it up. Whereas Beat the Bat is a 5-year-old and does have the R figures to back it up. So Beat the Bat is my selection in that first race, and you can currently get Beat the Bat at 7-2. Again, 4-1 is an outlier, so you don't put that up, you put up 7-2. Moving on to the 12.40, and I've looked through this race, and I'm got to be honest, I'm really struggling to take on the favourite here in Grey Dawning. I know Trelawn has a good R-figure here, but I've looked at that race, and I don't think it was the strongest of races. Tritonic has some good form, but it is from the flat. You know, he's just a handicapper over hurdles. Why is he going to be any better over fences? Blue Hop shouldn't be good enough. Krebely, he was going to win last time out, in my opinion, when falling at the last, behind Ginny's Destiny. And with that in mind, I think Krebely will reverse the form with Jenny's Destiny. And it all comes back really to Grey Dawning for me. I mean, his third on Chase debut behind Stay Away Faye has, you know, been franked with Stay Away Faye since winning a Grade 2, beating Giovinco. Now, a lot of people really like this Giovinco. They thought he was a very, very good horse, and he probably is. Stay Away Faye gave him £3 and still beat him. And I think that's really good form. The last time out when Grey Dawning went to Haydock, he beat Gaillard de Menil and Apple Away. Now, Gaillard de Menil had all of the form, went off the 6-4 favourite. I was surprised at that because he shouldn't have had the speed, and he didn't. He was quite comfortably beaten. Back in third, again, well beaten, was Apple Away, and she came out yesterday at even money and won by 31 lengths. And she beat Making Your Mind Up by 31 lengths, who went off the 6-4 favourite. So it's not like the second favourite completely bombed out. So Apple Away was nowhere near good enough to beat Grey Dawning. And although this is... I don't even know if this is a harder race for Grey Dawning, to be honest. Apple Away is a Grade 1 winner. And Gaillard de Menil had some really good form, including in the Grand National. And won the race at Cheltenham. Why... Is this a harder race for Grey Dawning? I know he's now got to give away a bit of weight, you know, £8 to Krebely, £3 to Trelawn and Ginny's Destiny and Tritonic. I don't think it's a harder race, to be honest, and I think this is a great bit of placement from Dan Skelton, and I think Grey Dawning is the one to beat for sure here. Is priced accordingly. Currently available at 7-4. I think that's too big, though. I think it will go off shorter than that. I think it goes off 5-4, maybe even money. There was nothing wrong with that win last time out. It was a very, very good win. And the third was a good effort as well. Moving on to the 115, the handicap hurdle. And there's a couple of reasons why I like... Well, there's 3 reasons why I like this horse. So first of all, it's Doddy the Great. Doddy the Great is obviously a horse that any prize money won is going to the charity named who the horse is named after. So they're going to be running in races that they think they can win. And he actually came back out last time, won a introductory hurdle, beaten John Canoe by 2 lengths, and Cloud Dancer, and in the Waterside, went off 5-4 that day, travelled really well and won it comfortably enough. Interestingly, the handicapper didn't do anything. The handicapper left the horse on 1-3-1, and I think that's why they've gone, well, we might as well run in a handicap now then. You know, I think they thought it was going to go up. If he returns to the form of 2 runs ago, as in he's actually asked for an effort and needs to go a bit faster and harder when winning at Kempton, I think he will take all the beating, won't he? A 150.8, nothing else bar Skytastic ages ago at Ascot has got anywhere near that. I know that was over further, but I just think that means he'll be strong in the finish. So if he does travel slightly too keenly, as maybe he did at Ascot, I still think he'll be too strong for them. I think this is clever placement from Nicky Henderson as well. I think he's the one to beat, and yeah, just go forward, sit second or third, and I think he will be probably finishing best of all and be running away from them. The next race, the 150, I can't be taken on top rated here. 3 runs here in his last 5. that in her last 5 that have all been really good efforts in comparison to the rest of the field. Only Eureka Creek 5 runs ago ran anything like that at Uttoxeter. A similar run here from Walking Clover, and Walking Clover should take all the beating here. Nothing wrong with the efforts recently. 3rd over 2 mile behind Triple Trade. Obviously, Triple Trade was regarded as a horse that had a... people really liked it that day. It went off short price favourite. Oh, well, not too short. Went off 130, ran down Calico. I think that was a really good run. Ran on strongly. That was over 2 mile. Goes up to 2.5 mile. Previous efforts behind the likes of My Mate Mozzie, Owl Dancer, Outlaw Peter, they're good bits of form for me. And in this grade, which I think is slightly easier than what she has been running in, I think she will take all of the beating here. And she is currently 6-1. She's currently 6-1, and I think she is the right one in this race. We move on to the 225, the Veterans Handicap over 2.5 mile. Now, I highlighted a horse for a race at Cheltenham, and I highlighted Sapage as being nicely handicapped now, dropped £5 to 137, dropped massively for Venetia Williams. One more try at Cheltenham, now has had a fitness run. Form at the track reads 424.617 P40 and 74 in Old Teamers off 155 and 158. Is running off 137. Now, I know it's slightly shorter in trip. It's only over 2.5. But I just think because it's only 2.5, but because it's a veterans race, they're going to be, none of these are really in form. And I think that gives Sapage a massive chance here that he could find that he's beating not a lot and able to beat them quite comfortably if he bounces, runs anywhere near his best. The cheap pieces are on. If that sparks him into life a bit, I think he's got a great chance now. He's running in this race. Now he's had a fitness run back at Cheltenham where he does have some good form. I mean, only 3 runs ago he was running in a Racing Post Gold Cup in December. He went off 18 to 1, but he ran off 157, £20 higher than what he's running off. He went off 18 to 1 that day. What would he have, if he was running off 137, he should be much shorter. He is. Don't get me wrong, he is much shorter. 15 to 2. I think he should be favourite. I really do. I suppose Le Ligerian is favourite because it's won recently. Maybe Sapage should be clear second favourite. But yeah, if Sapage, those cheek pieces work and he can run... He doesn't need to run near his best. He can run just, even £10 short of his best and he'd still probably win this race. So yeah, I'm on Sapage here at 15 to 2. We move on to the 3 o'clock, and this is the cross-country race. And I'm gonna go with a horse that I think it needed the run last time. Galvin. Galvin's form over the cross-country. He's had 2 runs now, or 3 runs? Just having a quick check. 2 runs. His first was behind Delta Work in the actual cross-country race at the Cheltenham Festival. Huge run, beaten by Delta Work, who had previously beaten Tiger Roll. Really, really good form. Last time out, first run back of the season, hadn't run since April, since unseating in the Grand National. Would have needed the run. And interestingly, Delta Work also ran flat that day. He was only 6th. Galvin was 8th. Gordon Elliott had no interest of winning the race in November. I think he might have an interest in winning it this time. There's no harm in winning it this time, in my opinion, in the fact that he's had the run now, so he's got the fitness run. If you didn't want to go up in the handicap or anything, I think they'd be looking at other races and then potentially coming back for the cross country in March and then the Grand National. But even if he won this, I can't see the handicapper being too harsh on him because he is giving away a lot of weight to most horses. Fury Road, you take up Fury Road and Manila Indo, he's giving away weight to a lot of the others. And he ran in the Grand National off 166. He's already down to 157, so he's already £9 lower. Say he won and went up £3, you'd still give him a chance in the Grand National off 160. So I don't see any reason why they won't be going for it tomorrow with Galvin. Keith Donoghue rides because Delta Work's not in the race. And yeah, this could almost be who's going to be your ride come March. Do you want to ride Galvin or do you want to ride Delta Work? And he's having a go on Galvin to see whether Galvin responds well to him. So yeah, I'm quite happy with Galvin, to be honest, to take on the others. I mean, Late Night Pass is a point-to-point horse that has lots of good form in point-to-points, but doesn't always even win the point-to-point races. As in, didn't win the Fox Hunters, finished 4th in that at Aintree. Got beat by Shantou Flyer in a Ladies Open before. I mean, only just scraped home at where was that? Charm Park. Only just scraped home beating Royal Chant. Galvin is a grade 1 horse, whereas those horses that Late Night Pass normally takes on are not, and I just think Galvin needed the run last time. So Galvin's my selection in the 3 o'clock. And we move on to the 3:35, the final race of the day, the handicap hurdle over 2 miles 7. And the horse I am siding with here is Gyenyame. I think that's how you pronounce it. So Gyenyame this season has been running well. 2 seconds already, finished second to Oscar's Moonshine, but Paul Nicholls' horse, who was well fancied that day. Oscar's Moonshine went off short price favourite and was making it a hat-trick, winning the last 3 races. Then Gyenyame came out again, went to Aintree. Cheltenham, went to Cheltenham and bumped into Springwell Bay. Now, Springwell Bay had been competing in the 2.5 grade 1 at Aintree. That's good form. I mean, Springwell Bay was just really well handicapped. I think Oscar's Moonshine was just really well handicapped. Gyenyame now gets to run probably against horses that there isn't something that is ridiculously well handicapped. White Rhino has been beaten. It's not like White Rhino won last time. Got beat by American Sniper, who was, as a handicapper goes, was a good handicapper and clearly benefited from the first time tongue tie. But I don't, there was no potential graded horses running in that race. Whereas I do think Gyenyame has potentially been beaten by at least 1 graded horse, if not 2. You look further behind, Bold Endeavour, the £5 off from Freddie Gordon will certainly help. Takes the horse down from 142 to 138, which is a nice handicap mark. I just wonder whether Gyenyame might improve past Bold Endeavour. Captain Morgs I'm not as keen on. Fontana Elisi is definitely one I'm looking for future races. Probably going to need the run off after 398 days off the track. For me, I would almost say that this is actually out of Bold Endeavour and Gyenyame, and I'm going to stick with Gyenyame, who is available at 5-1. So they're my selections for tomorrow. In the first race, I'm going for Beat the Bat, who is currently 7-2. Grey Dawning at 7-4. Doddy the Great at... Did I say 7-2? I don't know what I said there. 100-30. Walking Clover at 6s. Cepage at 6s, not 15-2. I think I just said 15-2, but that's clearly all gone. So at 6s, Cepage. Guestkill at 9-2. Galvin at 9-2. And Gyenyame at 5-1.